welcome back to another iOS programming tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to add custom annotations to a map, how to change the image of those annotations, and how to make the callouts have a title and a subtitle. So what we want to do first is we're going to click on the single view application, and then we'll click next. For our product name, we'll put in something like Pokemap Go. And you're going to select your team, your organization name, and your organization identifier. Then for our language, we will be using Swift. And for the devices, we will probably keep iPhone. Now we're going to click on Next. And we will create it in whatever place you want. I'm going to create it in my desktop. And then click Create. So what you're going to do next is we are going to go and change the display name really quick. And now we can get started. The first thing that we want to do is we're going to be adding a framework into our linked frameworks and libraries in the very bottom of our project information in general. We're going to click this plus button to add a framework, and we're going to be adding a MapKit framework. Because we're going to be working with maps and MK annotation points and callouts, and all of that is included in the MapKit framework. So we'll click Add. Okay, now that we've added our framework, we can go into our main.storyboard, and we can now start adding in our UI. Our UI is going to be very, very simple. It is just going to be a map. So we will go down into the search, and we'll search for a map. We're going to get our MapKit view, and we are going to drag it into our view controller. We'll make it fit the full screen. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to be adding constraints. Constraints are always a really important thing to do in an application because it makes sure that no matter what device your user is on, it's always going to look exactly the same proportionally. So we will click on this button down below, Add New Constraints. We will select the top constraint, the bottom constraint, the left one, and the right one. We'll select the width and height, and we'll add all of those constraints. So what's supposed to happen now is that if you're on an iPhone 5, it's still going to take up the whole screen. It's still going to remain proportional to the same to if it was on an iPhone 7, for example. So now that we have our map view and it has constraints, this is all we have to do in the main.storyboard. Now, we are going to be having annotations of Pokemon, basically, because we are making a Pokemon Go Finder style sort of app. We're going to be having some Pokemon images that we will be putting in the background for the annotations. So basically, I am going to select all of my images. We have an Arbok, a Charmeleon, Ivysaur, a Pikachu, and a Rattata. And I'm just going to drag them into my project right here. Now it's going to say choose options for adding these files. We're going to select copy items if needed. We're going to select create groups, add to targets, Pokemon Go, make sure that that's selected, and press finish. These graphics will be in the link down below. They may be optimized if I, for some reason, have to change these in the middle of the video. But the download link for the whole entire project is in the description, so you can get the images. Now that we have the images, we can start programming. So we're going to click on the view controller, which is going to be the place where we are going to be programming practically all the code. So first what we're going to do is we're going to select this, the little comment in the view did load. We're going to delete that. We're actually going to delete both of these comments because comments sometimes throw me off. You don't have to, but I like to. What we're going to do next is we're going to go right under this import statement, and we're going to import, we're going to import a new statement. We're going to import a new module, and this one is going to be the MapKit, because we're going to be working with the map, we're going to be working with annotations, we're going to want to make it a delegate, so we'll be able to process any code that has to do with the map view. So next we're going to go into the class declarations, and we want to declare MK map view delegate. So again, we'll be able to process the information from the map view. What we're going to do next is we're going to go back to our main.storyboard because we need to create an outlet for our map view in order to add annotations to it and all that sorts of stuff. So we're going to click on editor right here. We're going to make sure that our map view is selected. We'll press Control and we'll drag right under our class declarations and let go. The name of our outlet is just going to be simply map view. The type is going to be map, MK map view, storage is weak. So basically everything is the same except for the name. And now we have our outlet. That is probably going to be the last time we're actually going to need to be in main.storyboard. So let's go back to viewcontroller.swift, and we are actually going to start adding in the code that is going to add our points on the screen and that is going to change their images. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go under this IB outlet. We're going to create a brand new variable and we'll call it Pikachu pin equals to MK point annotation parentheses. What we just did is we created a that was weird. What we just did is we created a brand new variable. This variable is called Pikachu pin, and it is the MK point animation for our Pikachu. So on the map, this will be that little icon of Pikachu that you can tap on, and it'll say its name and maybe some information about it or something like that. So that's our variable for the drop pin. What we're going to do next is we're going to go into our view.didLoad override function. So we're going to go under the super.view.didLoad and we're going to type in self.mapView.delegate is self. So after setting it as a delegate, we can now process actions through it. What else we want to do is that under that one we want to type in mapView dot shows user location is true. So we will be seeing the United States of America when you go onto the map, not the whole world. So we're going to set that as true. Now we are going to go ahead and we're actually going to create a pin on the map. So what we're going to do first is we're going to create a new variable, let coordinates, or we're going to name this according to our Pikachu. So Pikachu coordinates are equal to a certain set of coordinates, which I will find right now. I have coordinates for New York City, so I'm just going to put those in right now. We're going to type in CL location coordinate 2D make. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create a 2D coordinate. So here we have our latitude and our longitude. I already have the values, so I'm just go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste them into here. If you do not want this to be for New York City and you want it to be for a different area, then you're going to put in your own latitude and longitude, and you just have to figure it out, or you can use geocoding, but that is a completely different video. Okay, now under our coordinates, we're going to type in the name of our pin, Pikachu pin, or not Pikachu coordinates, Pikachu pin, which is the name of our pin, dot coordinate equals to our coordinates, which happen to be Pikachu coordinates. What we just did in that line is we set the coordinates of our pin. The next line will say Pikachu pin dot title equals to something like Pikachu, because that's what it is. We just set the title there, and now on our last one we're going to type in mapView dot add annotation, because we're going to be adding a new annotation to our map view, and we're going to be calling this one specifically is going to be our Pikachu pin. Now just to make sure that all of these are being processed and that we know this actually happens and there's no error, we're just going to type in print set2, and then, for example, our coordinates is a string. Set2, I'm just going to type in string describing Pikachu pin dot coordinate. And what we did in this print statement is we're going to print out Pikachu set2 and then the coordinates of where it was set. Since this is in the view did load and it does not seem like there's anything that should stop it from running, it should work fine. But just in case, we're going to type it in here anyways. I'm just going to stop the video right here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Part 2 of this tutorial probably going to be coming out soon, so I'll see you there.